If you've ever opened a Google Doc, stared at it, and then closed your laptop because you had absolutely no idea what you were going to write. Same. I'm going to show you how I actually brainstorm short stories. And yes, one of my ideas literally came from SpongeBob. I've been writing since I was like 9 and I'm 20 now. So if that gives you an idea about how many short stories I've possibly written or gives me any credibility, great. If not, I'm so sorry. But when it comes to short stories, I almost never start with a full idea. Most of the time, it's just something random that makes you go, wait. So this is how I go from that to an actual story. I always start with a spark. It's just one thing that catches my attention. For example, I was rewatching SpongeBob. It was that episode where SpongeBob and Patrick are making a bunch of silly faces and Mr. Krabs sees them and he's like, "Me boy, you must stop. You must stop." I don't know what that accent was, but he's basically telling them that if they keep doing that, their faces are going to get stuck like that permanently. And they listen until one of them just has this urge and they do it again and again and again and again until their faces truly are stuck. And while I was rewatching it, in the middle of it, I was like, what if this happened in real life? Not in a cartoon way, but like, what if someone could physically distort their face and body to make people uncomfortable? Or to cope? Or to hide how they're actually feeling? You know, like people with fake smile? Like this is how they're dealing with their life. And that was it. That was the spark. Once I have my spark, I just start asking questions to myself. Call me schizophrenic, but it kind of works. I'll say things like, who would do that? Why would they do that? When did it start? Is it something they can control? Or is it happening to them? I don't answer everything right away. I mean, I don't even have the answers to it. But having all these questions in my mind, that's when I feel like the storm is really just thundering in my brain. I start to feel like I'm entering flow state, honestly. And I just start to get curious and it gets me invested in the story. If this idea seems to interest me, seems to get my attention, if I'm starting to get excited about it, I know it's worth exploring. In my opinion, this step is the most important part. I always ask what the story is actually about, emotionally. And as a woman, that's always going to stick out to me because I am very in tune with my emotions. So I'll start to think, is it about insecurity, wanting attention, trying to make people laugh so they don't look too closely? I'm really starting to think more about the character, like how is the character going to handle this conflict? So in this situation, how is this character who may possibly be distorting their face to cope with whatever they may have went through in their childhood, or if they are distorting their face because, you know, they have an insecurity, maybe they don't like the way they look. And so they're distorting their face and making fun of themselves so that way people are laughing because they can control it. Once I know the feeling, the story starts to make sense. And when the story starts to make sense, I'm able to start putting paper to pen, finger to keyboard. I'm starting to formulate an actual idea that I can put into work. Now, this part is possibly going to make me lose a lot of credibility, but I mean, it works for me. I don't outline a lot of short stories. I'm always the type of person to just dive straight into it. Like, as I've told you, how I even got this idea was completely random, okay? I just close my eyes, jump in, and cross my fingers. I just need a loose beginning, middle, and end. Beginning, they realize they can do this. Middle, they start using it too much. End, it stops working the way they want it to. That would be for my example with SpongeBob. But you see what I mean? Like, I don't need to have a bunch of bullet points and it happens at this time, this time, this time, this time. I do it sometimes, but I don't think it's necessary. And honestly, that's enough for me to start writing. So yeah, ideas can come from literally anywhere, even SpongeBob. If this helped, leave a weird idea or spark in the comments and maybe we'll brainstorm again. Until next time.